Hello YouTube, this is Cobra22 here. Welcome back to another single ship discussion for Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures. In this series we take a look at single ship builds and discuss competitive viability in the Star Wars X-Wing Miniatures game. Today we're looking at a different kind of ship. We're looking at a large ship this time. And the ship is a Corellian YT 2400 freighter, almost at 1300. But it's a YT 2400 freighter piloted by none other than Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire. Now, this is a ship that was based in the Expanded Universe, so technically it's not canon, but it got a lot of fame and popularity ever since Shadows of the Empire, so I guess Fantasy Flight was like, yeah, let's put it in there. But yeah, it was developed by Corellian Shipyards. I believe it's Corellian, yeah, because it's a Corellian freighter. Dash Rendar heavily modified this thing to be almost as fast and almost as powerful as Han Solo's YT-1300, the Millennium Falcon. It has a very powerful sublight engine here. It's a very interesting design. The cockpit is all the way out on the side here, and the rest of the ship is all around here. Rather than having quad laser cannons, it has dual laser cannons, but they're much larger and have a bigger spread, I suppose. And the escape pods were located here and in the back here. And it also has some concussion missile launchers and other modifications that boosted its shielding firepower and speed, as well as a very powerful hyperdrive. Unlike the Falcon, though, this ship was not prone to breaking down, because the 2400 was much more advanced than the 1300. So, Dash, when he modified this, he made sure to take every necessary precaution to make sure that this ship broke down as little as possible. It served him well during the events of Shadows of the Empire against Prince Sizor, I think his name is, and the Black Sun Syndicate. And so with him, with Dash, with this ship, we bring new upgrades and new abilities to the table. Look at his pilot card here. We have Dash Rendar coming in at a pilot skill of 7. He flies the Corellian YT 2400 freighter for the Rebel Alliance. He has a standard stats of a YT 2400. He has an attack value of 2, and it is a turret, so it can fire all around him. He has an agility value of 2, so sacrificing firepower for more agility. It has a hull value 5 and a shield value 5. So again, with the YT-13, it had more firepower, less agility, but more heavily armored. It was more heavily armored and shielded. With the YT-2400, it has less firepower, but more agility, less hull, but considering Dash's ability, it's pretty worth it. His action bar consists of the focus, target lock, and barrel roll actions. He costs 36 points to field, so he's relatively cheaper than any of the other Corellian, the YT 1300s. And his upgrade bar consists of an elite upgrade, a cannon upgrade, a missile upgrade, a crew upgrade, as well as an unlisted tile and modification. Now, Dash's ability is probably one of the most OP abilities out there. It states you may ignore obstacles during the activation phase and when performing actions. So, basically, Dash pretty much treats obstacles as if they weren't there. During the activation phase, if you pass through or land on an obstacle, be it an asteroid or debris field, nothing happens to him. That's just how overpowered Dash is. So, a pilot skill 7 and able to ignore obstacles during activation and performing actions. So that means, if for example you land on an obstacle, like say an asteroid, you will be able to perform actions, but because you landed on an obstacle and it's the attack phase, you will not be able to attack. To rectify that, you could take a barrel action off of the obstacle, and that will allow you to attack the attack phase, as well as probably get you some cover from other ships trying to attack you from said obstacle. So, with Dash Rendar's ability, it opens up a whole variety of possibilities to abuse with this ship. Coming in with his title card, we're looking at the Outrider title card. It's a YT 2400 only title. It comes at a cost of 5. And it states, while you have a cannon upgrade card equipped, you cannot perform primary weapon attacks, and you may perform cannon secondary weapon attacks against ships outside your firing arc. So with the Outrider, you lose your primary weapon, but if you have a cannon, you can fire that as your primary weapon, essentially. That's pretty much the basic rundown of it. So you lose your primary weapon, you lose that, but if you have a cannon, you can sub it out for that primary weapon. So that means if you have, say, an ion cannon or a mangler cannon or whatever, then you can fire that all around you. Because normally with a secondary weapon, you're restricted to your forward firing arc, even if your main weapon is a turret. But with the Outrider, you lose your primary weapon, but your turret now acts as your primary weapon. For his modification, I've given him a Tactical Jammer, and this stacks very well with the build I have going for them, which is my Gold Squadron build, where he has 2 Y-Wings backing him up. The Tactical Jammer is a large ship-only modification. It comes at a squad point cost of 1, and it reads... Come on. Please focus. If I can just get the focus. Oh, I'm pretty sure right there. It says your ship can obstruct enemy attacks. So, that means if Dash Rendar is between your attacker's target, like say he's attacking, say, one of the Y-Wings you have, and Dash Rendar is in the way, Dash will count as an obstacle. Your Dash will count as an obstruction, meaning that your other ship that's being attacked through Dash will have an agility bonus, which is great because the Y-Wings have abysmal agility in the first place. So that means as long as you keep Dash in between your... I'm just going to show you the Y-Wings there. If you keep Dash in between your Y-Wings there, then they'll get a bonus agility because Dash's Tactical Jammer will allow him to act as an obstruction. And of course, because they're not directly targeting Dash, he will not get hurt. So there's that. Now for his upgrades, his actual upgrades. For his elite upgrade, I've gone with Push the Limit, which is a very, very common card we've been seeing in the X-Wing game. Very good one, too. Comes with a squad point cost of 3, and it reads, once per round after you perform an action, you may perform 1 free action showing your action bar, then receive a stress token. So say you perform 1 action, say a focus target on a barrel, and then you can push the limit and take another action as long as it's not the same action. Then, of course, you'll get a stress from that, but the stress is easy to rectify with a green maneuver or any other ship ability or whatnot. So if you put push limit on the right card, the right ship, then it can be very, very, very useful. Now, for his cannon. Originally, I went with a heavy laser cannon, which has a squad point cost of 7 and has an attack value of 4, and has a range of 2 to 3, which states, when attacking, all of your criticals become hits, but it's good for long-range attacks because then, of course, on the other ship, pretty much on any other ship aside from the Outrider, they would have, say if you put it on a TIE Defender, your primary weapon would always be 4 because you're attacking up close, and then, of course, when you're attacking far away, you can use your cannon instead. So that means you would always have an attack value of 4 regardless. However, I swapped it out for a Mangler cannon, which came with the Aggressor expansion. It comes in at a squad point cost of 4, so it's 3 points cheaper. It comes in an attack value of 3, so it has 1 less attack value, but it can be used at range 1 to 3. So, a bit of a trade-off. You lose 1 attack value, but you can attack at any range. It says attack 1 ship. When attacking, you may change 1 of your hit results to a critical. So, at the expense of sacrificing 1 attack value, when you roll your dice with the Mangler cannon, 1 of those hits will always be a critical. So you're guaranteed a critical hit regardless. So it's a pretty neat trade-off, if I must say. Sure, I have 3 points. I have 3 points left to put onto other upgrades, and I lose 1 attack value, but I kind of lose the donut of death that the heavy laser provides, as well as I get guaranteed 1 critical. And if you put the Mangler cannon on a B as, say, 10 nub, then that critical is guaranteed regardless. They cannot be cancelled. So, yeah, actually, this is a pretty good idea. Anyway, on to his crew. To help alleviate the stress he gets, as well as add a little bit of action economy to Dash, I've given him Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn comes in at a squad point cost of 3. It is a rebel-only crew upgrade. And he states, after you remove a stress token from your ship, you may assign a focus token to your ship. So, Dash Rendar takes his stress with Push the Limit, either removes the stress the next round. Kyle Katarn allows him to take a free focus, and then of course you can push the limit with the target lock and a barrel roll. Or if you just need to take the target lock with a barrel roll, you can. So Kyle Katarn adds a little bit of action economy as well as more incentive to make green maneuvers, which helps because with the Outrider title card, your Mangler cannon becomes a 360-degree firing arc and can fire at all range. So really, there's no risk, and plus Dash can go through obstacles. So really, there's no risk if you want to just keep doing green maneuvers. Because I think the YT only has 4 green maneuvers, 4 maybe 5. I don't know. But yeah, you can just keep pushing the limit, taking a green maneuver, going around in a circle. Your cannons will do the rest, and Kyle Katarn will help you get a free focus action every time, or you get a free focus every time you take off stress. And of course, with the Gold Squadron build I have going, you have your Y-Wings with twin laser turrets, adding for extra covering fire. And as long as they stay in between Dash and his attackers, Dash's ship will obstruct the attacker's attacks against the Y-wings, and they'll get that extra agility value. So Dash is with this build, Dash is a standalone ship, but he can help his allies if he needs to with his tactical jammer. Push and limit allows him to take 2 actions at once. He gets stress. The Outrider allows him to use his Mangler cannon at any angle, at the cost of giving up his primary weapon. But with the Mangler cannon, you have all range coverage, and one of your hits becomes a critical by default. Kyle Katarn, if you take a green maneuver with Dash, you get a free focus, and that allows you to perform action economy with push and limit, taking a tire lock and barrel roll respectively. So yeah, this is my Dash Rendar build, which I have included in my Gold Squadron build. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Any constructive criticism is greatly appreciated. If you like, you may use this build for any competitive or casual play, or you can tweak it or revamp it to your own specifications. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Corpin22 signing off.